True crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
I'm king.
And here we go. Morning, you sexy, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. How are you all? I hope you are all well on this terrific Tuesday. And on this terrific Tuesday, I did sadly have to cancel this morning's live purely because I had some work commitments that...
Shut up right there. What's up, guys? True Crime King. Back. Alright, let's, I was seeing... It's been a couple months, so I wanted to see if Harsh has moved away from the Idaho 4 since there's... But, no. Just 2 hours ago, another Idaho 4 video from Harsh, titled, "Wow! Hiding killers in the Idaho 4 case?" Exclamation points. This must be breaking news, right? Let's see what he's got. Here we go.
That came in last minute that I just couldn't escape, so my apologies for that, but I'll be back tomorrow morning as normal, 10:30 a.m. UK time, as we do some news. But in this video, what are we doing? Because this is video 1 of 3. That's right, 1 of 3, baby. We're going to hit the ground running. As we slow things down, we can...
I wonder if someone actually counted the number of Idaho 4 videos Harsh has done. Alright, it's probably more like 3,000.
Continue to slow things down as myself and the man Eddie the eagle-eyed Edwards go over the Idaho 4 case and bring you back into focus. Make you look at some things that for some people who think Bryan Kohberger did this crime, it is going to get very uncomfortable. But a question that we...
That means it's going to be uncomfortable for me, because I definitely think Bryan Kohberger committed this crime.
Do keep getting asked is if Bryan Kohberger didn't do it, who did do it? When did the PCA truly become irrelevant? Who knows? But in this, we're going to look at exactly when that happened and why it happened. So,
I mean, yeah. People that say Kohberger didn't do this, right? Number one, they don't give an alternative suspect, right? They just say Kohberger didn't do it. They don't say, prove how he didn't do it, or, give any evidence of how he didn't do it. They just say he didn't do it. He couldn't have stabbed 4 people in that short amount of time. Really? You might want to do some more research for you people that think that.
So stick around. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do so.
Yes, subscribe. True Crime King. Thank you.
It makes me smile. And what better thing to do than to make another person smile in a world where generally we just want to kick everybody in the face. So look, we're going to go back into this. I know you guys like to not only listen but read at the same time, so let's bring this up onto the screen so we can go over it. And thank once again Eddie for his fantastic, and it needs to be done. This sort of thing...
Oh, shut up. So... Once again, just keep in mind, Harsh, he only gives one point of view, right? The point of view that tries to portray Bryan Kohberger as innocent, right? Once again, for him to have been arrested, right, there had to have been probable cause, right? That means more reasonable than not that he committed this crime. I'm not going to go, by now, everybody should know, all the evidence that is publicly available. So, by now, you're either on one side or the other. So I'm not going to try and, go do your own research. But let's see here.
Needs to be done, because we can't just continue to let people get railroaded by rich and powerful people for business deals. So look, suppression of evidence was and isn't an option for the prosecution, or for prosecution. The bottom line is they praise Kohberger away from the residence, outside the range of the tower that serviced the house. This is interesting. First, Kohberger was placed inside the house. Remember, they've actually stated that he was there, and they've done so with this gift on a platter.
First of all, did anybody... Where's he reading this from? I mean, what source is this from? I don't see anything on here. All I see is some writing. Did he say? If he did, let me know in the comments here. I don't see a source, right?
This golden goose, if you will, where other law enforcement people have even said themselves that things like this just don't generally happen. Doesn't happen. Wrapped in a bow. This knife sheath with touch DNA. Touch DNA that has been...
Okay. I'm going to have to explain this because harsh reality after, how long has it been since this case? Touch DNA is a method used to recover DNA. Touch DNA doesn't mean that, Kohberger touched the sheath and there's a little bit of DNA, okay? No, it's a method used by the actual forensic team to recover the DNA, okay? Kohberger's DNA was on the knife sheath. It wasn't just a little tiny smidgen, right? It doesn't mean he touched it, just a little tiny bit, right? It means it's a method used to extract the DNA. Do some more research, Harsh.
Hidden like some of the most dubious secrets that have ever existed. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about IGG. Let's get in about 20 people to try and block getting even close to it. But anyway, that's how they placed him inside the house. He's in there. He left his mark. Second, not near the home. Not near it.
Not near it.
And last, a substantial distance away from the residence, defined as in the vicinity of a tower that serves the home. So they're actually saying that Bryan Kohberger was in the vicinity of the physical tower. Again, I've spoken to you before, the devil's in the detail. How can he be at the property when this crime, or when we believe this crime happened, but simultaneously...
How can his car be on video camera, right? Oh, they're going to say it's not his car, right? And then, the police drew a nice little map of Kohberger's movements. I'm not going to go over all the evidence. You guys should already know all this. Harsh knows all this. He's just trying to make videos and spew nonsense and lies, right? Just for, just make videos, I guess. Try and get some views. I don't know why he does this. It's just false, and just like Steve Gonzalez said, he's a grifter, right?
Simultaneously, in the vicinity of a tower that serviced the home.
And Kohberger's alibi was he was at a park that was closed, right? He was stargazing at a park that was closed, right? That's his official alibi. Kohberger's official alibi is he was stargazing at a park that was closed, right? Parks close at, dusk, right? This specific park, you can go look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it.
The approximate known limiting range of the tower is known, which would also give us an approximate distance of the state and prosecution's revised version of Kohberger's locations, which obviously was the reason the PCA became irrelevant. Because the PCA, kind of, when you read into it, it doesn't really place Bryan Kohberger at the scene of the crime. It places him away from the property with that verbiage of him being basically at a tower, not at the house. Far too many people know we have 3 and possibly 4 alternate suspects.
Far too many people know who are these people, right? Who are these far too many people that know that there was 3 or possibly 4 suspects? I'm not one of them. Are you? I mean, where is this evidence that Harsh is talking about here, right? Where is this evidence that there was 3, possibly 4 alternate suspects? I mean, come on, man.
Which were and are being shielded from any identification or knowledge of any involvement in the attack. This is undeniable. This is undeniable.
It's undeniable, yeah. So let me get this straight. The prosecution knows that there's 3 or 4 suspects, 100%. But they're only charging Bryan Kohberger with this crime, right? How ridiculous does this fucking clown sound? I mean, really, right? Come on, right? I know there's some common sense people out here. Give me a break, right?
So if you're in a position, imagine this, you're law enforcement, right? You've got somebody who's been accused of this crime. We've heard that potentially Bryan Kohberger was stayed, and again, this has kind of been rebutted. We don't know. But Bryan Kohberger has turned around and said, was anybody else arrested? So even if you think that this guy did this, anybody with any kind of sense could potentially see the problems with the magnitude, the gravity of this crime with such a small time frame, this window, and plus it seemingly
maybe Kohberger was saying that because he was trying to frame somebody else. Maybe, you know, there's all kinds of reasons why Kohberger said that, right? That doesn't just mean, oh my God, there's got to be another suspect because Bryan Kohberger said, has anybody else been arrested? Maybe he was trying to frame somebody. Remember when Crime Circus was saying that Kohberger was trying to frame, or the other guy that self-deleted himself the night before could have committed this crime? Maybe Kohberger was trying to frame him or somebody else. Who knows? Either way, in my opinion, Kohberger did this, and he could have said that for numerous reasons.
it was done in silence. So I said, yes, they like a silent movie. So would it be beyond the realms of possibility that someone was in that home with Bryan doing this crime, if he was indeed the perpetrator? Could that?
Okay, let me ask you guys this question. Dylan Mortensen, an eyewitness, she was there, she survived, she has eyes, she saw, she had eye contact with one person, right? She didn't see any more than one person. She saw one person. She didn't hear any more than one person. She only heard one person, right? And she had direct eye contact with somebody that was exactly Bryan Kohberger's height, looked exactly like Kohberger, except had a fucking little mask on, right? I mean, hello? If there was 3, possibly 4 suspects, why didn't Dylan hear or see them? She was there, right? I mean, she was scared for her life. The guy saw Dylan, walked past her and out the back slider. She didn't see anybody else, right? We have an eyewitness there that saw one person, right? Where's these other 2, 3 guys or girls, right? Somebody answer that for me.
Be something that law enforcement should potentially look into, because Bryan Kohberger hasn't come forward and said, yes, I did it on my own, definitely me.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that, right? Obviously, he got caught. He's not going to just come. He's going to try and get away with it. He's going to try and go to trial, right? He's not going to say it right now. He's going to say it after he's convicted and after his appeals are exhausted, right? Once he has his day in court, then he'll say it. And then you're going to be looking stupid.
So why would law enforcement ignore other DNA profiles at the scene, but seemingly go balls deep in getting Bryan Kohberger's DNA attached to this knife sheath that was found?
There was no other DNA on the fucking knife sheath, Harsh. I mean, what don't you understand about this? This was a fucking party college house, right? Obviously, there's going to be hundreds of people's DNA in that fucking house. But guess what? There's only one person's DNA on that knife sheath. Bryan Kohberger's, right? Hello? Nobody else touched that knife sheath, right? Oh, I want to remind you guys, 2 weeks before these murders, Bryan Kohberger on Amazon ordered a K-bar knife with a knife sheath. The exact knife sheath that was found underneath one of the dead bodies with his DNA on it. What a coincidence, right? Give me a fucking break. Harsh, why don't you talk about that? Why can't somebody explain that away for me, right? Hello?
A knife sheath that just happened to be the same knife sheath that belongs to the kind of knife that is depicted in pictures of the fraternity members. We'll stick a pin in it. You get what I'm saying.
No, we don't get what are you saying? What are you saying, Harsh? Nobody gets what the fuck you're saying. Why don't you keep going, you dumbass?
And we've seen the pictures. We've seen the pictures of them with the. Now there are other instruments as well, like massive, great machetes and melons. Should have named this video "Machetes and Melons." I may just do that.
I might just name it a fucking melon head Harsh.
So yes, look. So the alternate, there is some. So why wouldn't they put as much effort into seeing and making sure that these other DNA samples are nothing to do with this crime? Let me know down below.
Maybe they already have. Hello? Again, there's no other DNA on the knife sheath, right? And if there was other DNA in any specific spot that was relevant to this murder, I'm sure they've already checked that out, right? I mean, come on. You know what? I just I can't go any further with this guy. I mean, I'll do a part 2. If you guys, if I get enough likes and views on this, if not, let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, True Crime King out.